Let me make it clear about civil rights. I was never against the civil rights of black folk. Let me say that again. I was never against the civil rights of black folk. I was for the civil rights of all folk. And there is a difference. And also, this integration affair, I opposed it for three main reasons. First off, it's simple. Those northern hypocrites, those limousine liberals, those bike-riding liberals, they were going to tell the South again how to live, just as they had done in Reconstruction. They wanted the South back under control. They didn't want the South thinking for itself, living for itself. They wanted them under control, and that's what they intended to do. And they manipulated people like Martin Luther King, a man who meant well for his people, but misguided and manipulated, not sometimes just plain communist, but I'll talk about him more. They manipulated him because if you look at the civil rights movement, it was very simple. It was about 10% about rights for black folk and 90% a federal power grab. Martin Luther King never saw it. He was too interested in trying to help his people. I could believe that. But he was manipulated by Bobby and John F. Kennedy because it was a grab of power by Earl Warren, by the Congress and the like, all the Yankees feasting on the Southern body. They wanted to come down there and they're going to tell us how to run our schools. Well, that was just a start. They want to tell us if you owned a business, who you could sell to. You own a restaurant, who you could serve in your restaurant. I thought they were going to come down to the point of telling us how we had to part our hair, how we had to talk like John F. Kennedy in that funny accent he had. It was about power. It wasn't about us opposing black civil rights. It's against the federal power grab. Now, that's one reason. Second reason is segregation was coming to an end. Many of us in the South realized that segregation's time was ending, but that segregation had been important to the culture and society and civilization of the South. Now, we were ending it. We just weren't ending it as fast as the Yankee hypocrites wanted us to. Segregation worked, my friends. For over 100 years, it had helped have harmony between the races in the South, which they didn't have in the North. You look back in your history books, you'll see in Chicago, right around World War I, there was a big race riot over some poor black kid swimming in the lake and came onto a white beach, caused a riot, people killed. We didn't have that in the South. Segregation had helped the harmony. Now, beyond that, segregation helped lift up the black race. Blacks had, of course, come out of slavery destitute. And the system had been awful, and the chasm between the two races had been huge. And you will not get anywhere without education. Think of it this way. Think of a simple way. I was a Golden Gloves boxer. I was a pretty good boxer. You put me in the ring with a professional, he would have killed me. I wasn't prepared. If you took blacks and freed them and sent them out into society, they would have been crushed. What we were trying to do in the South was level everything. Now, you probably don't know this because you've probably been listening to Dan Rather on CBS News about me. But in my first term from 1962 to 1966, I knew that education was crucial, not just for poor black folk, but for poor white folk too.